Brunswick, Georgia. This is a relative of mine, so it's probably a little more personal. Do you think they're trying to tear our black families apart?
As far as black families, we've been struggling for a long time, and I think that some people don't really want us to come together as a family, or come together as a community, and we just been coming from behind, as far as racism and stuff like that. So, the more that we can get together, as a family, we can better ourselves. And, it is some people out there that don't want to see that happen, but it's just been a long struggle. But one of the main things I think with most black families is the father figure is missing, and that really play a big role as far as the family.
What do you think they're doing to take the black fathers out of the home?
The system, I think, is against us, when it comes to education, jobs, and just having the opportunity. And so, I just think that we have come a long ways, and we're still struggling to a point, but we're gonna get there though. I think, this is with the leadership of the preachers, the parents, and just trying to come together, get the right education, have jobs, and be positive role models, amongst ourselves, instead of all this crime that's going on.
Right. So you stayed in several cities, several black areas, and is it the same in each city with the black family, or is it different in each city? Are we like divided?
Just looking at the situation from Baltimore perspective, based on Brunswick and Atlanta, and when you look at families, I think all the families is having the same situation from all around. It's just we're just missing that role model, so to speak. Man's supposed to be head of the household. If we can learn from our mistakes, we can see whereas the male is missing from the family, and we can see how hard it is for the woman to try to take the place of a man. We can learn from that, just learn from the mistakes, and we just need to have that male figure in the family to show the role model, so to speak. That way the kids won't get into gangs, and they'll be looking at the gang members, for their father, figures and stuff like that. So the women could help us by, being there, as one, if they can just make that connection, with their counterpart, and just start doing things together. And I think the women, rather than being disrespectful, need to be a little bit more passive, and helping the husband out. The woman, should have respect for the choices that the husband make and go along with him. And I'm not just saying, they just should come together, and the kids should see this. And when they see this, then they can better understand that, and this is something that they can learn, and they can, maybe their families that they're gonna have, based on what they learned from them, and that's gonna carry it all the way through. But like I said, I've always been taught that one thing that the husband needs from his wife is respect, and the wife looking at the husband for security, and they just need to go hand in hand. Most men that come up and raise a family might not do what he's supposed to do. Um, if he's supposed to pay the bills and he's not paying the bills, if he's supposed to be setting an example, he's not setting an example. And at some point in time, then the wife might lose a little bit of respect, because of that. You see what I'm saying? It's going to cause some conflicts because the man is not doing what he's supposed to do, and that's normally what happens. A lot of times, as far as raising kids, sometimes kids they manipulate the parents sometimes, if you will. It happens. Like for instance, if the kid already had asked the father, well, could I go out and play, or could I do this, or could I do that? And he say no, or she say no, and then they go and ask the mom, and the mom say, yeah, so this is going to cause a conflict. See what I'm saying? And that's what I mean. They should be, together on making certain situations and just using that example with everything else.
This is an older uncle of mine, and we're going to pick his brain for a little minute and ask him some questions. During your role, I know my auntie, she was very submissive to you. Mm-hmm. I noticed that growing up, she respected you as a head in your household.
Yeah, that's right.
Why are the women today, the young women today, not respecting their husbands?
For one thing, he's not giving her respect like she wants. How can you want her to respect you and you're not respecting her? You got to respect each other and do the right thing with each other. If you say no, that means even her to say no. I tell you to say, I want to do so and so and so thing. I said, no, you can't do that. You run to mama. She can say, yeah, go ahead on. That's bad business there. If mama said no, don't come to me. What do I say? The first thing I ask you, what your mama say? Well, mama said no. Well, that's what you mean. It's no. I'm going to say the same thing. I'm not going to get a step between you and her. Oh, let that boy go ahead on. Let her go and this and this. That starts bad stuff right there. Next thing you know, she won't listen to you and won't listen to me.
Now, what if it's the other way around? You say no. Huh? Will she change
That's what I just said. I said, if I say no, that means no. She's supposed to say no too. You know what I mean? But it ain't that way with us these days and time. I right across the street over there. I went over there to the boy with the pants falling off of him. And the parents went over there and jumped on the school teacher because he wanted a dress code. And that lady went over and she told him, you don't tell my boy how to wear his clothes. He buy his clothes, he work to buy his clothes. See like that? And that man told me, see, mister, I don't care if you come with the butt sticking out. I'm not going to say nothing else to him no more. So that's disrespect. And I say today, that is disrespect right now. That make you look less than a man to come down the street with your butt and you got to hold on to your pants going down the street. This world is different from the way it used to be. I said, I've been in this world 80 years. I've seen so much changes going on and change. It's our own people. Our own people. That's before we done got apart. The family ain't together no more like it used to be. And when they were coming up, we all went to church together. We all communicated with each other how to eat and everything else. You know what I'm talking about. We have love and peace and happiness between each other back then. But it ain't like these families these days. You can't tell them nothing. They won't listen to nothing you tell them. You don't tell me what to do. I'm grown, and they'll tell you that to your face. You know, that ain't the way you're supposed to be. You're supposed to have peace, joy, happiness in your heart, and love between each other. If you brothers and sisters, that way you should have. You raise your children up the same way. And that way you get more respect out of them and then they respect you. But a child will, you call how you raise him up. Like you say, you spin a rod, there you go. You have to get it for that sapling get too big.
What's spin a rod? A lot of people don't know what that is. you gotta tell them what that. You gotta describe that to them.
Spin a rod, you gotta chastise him like if you have to put a stick on it, but they put it on him. You know, that's what it means by spin a rod. We don't do that no more. Like I told you, but that man said he can come in negative when I'm not saying one of them people come in and beat me up. He's a white man, you know, because he's teaching with that. But it's like, what that man or someone that the teacher shut the whole school down with 15 to 20 of them in the school because they didn't have the pants and stuff on.
I ain't heard about that.
No, why was it, man? He shut it down. You're not coming in my classroom like that.
It's a black brother?
Huh?
It was a black school attendant, superintendent?
White teacher. He didn't spit around the white neither black. He just told me they're not coming in this school like that. I think it was in Atlanta here a while back. Somewhere in Georgia, I know they televised it on TV about that. But we got to put our family, like you said, we always got to get together. Don't be like a bunch of crabs in the basket. Time one try to call us and pull them back in. But we got a tendency, if I had $1 billion, I wouldn't have it long because my own people would drag me down. Our people, the time one, like you say, he can try to go into business for himself. We got some backbiters back there try to keep us down. Instead of trying to join in and say, hey man, let's do some thing, let's get together on this thing. We can get, and if he get where I can help him, I do the same thing. We got our backbiters these days. A fellow can't do nothing no more because we got too many people out there against him, don't want to see him be successful. I can tell you one thing about a white man. You can say what you want about him, but he can look out for his job.
You trying to say?
He might hate his guts. But you know when it come down to helping him, he gonna do it. You can look out for it. But we ain't gonna do that. So I ain't gonna say not all of them stop. And some of them help to look out for you, but some of them won't. We try to hurt each other too much instead of them trying to be together to ourselves be successful. A black man can have anything he wants if he just do the right thing. But we got people, our own color, pull us down if we can. That's the life when you live these days. Like I told the granddaughter, you got to set an example. He's 9 years old, but you got to set an example for him. You got to raise him up right now, because when he gets 13 or 14 years old, he will listen to them. You got to say, you got to kill him, you know? But if you don't, he gonna be might jump up and jab slap you. And I knew that wouldn't work when the one jab slapped me. Now that didn't work.
You don't play that?
No. I'll tell you like your auntie told children, you bring your children into my house, I'm gonna whip them if they do wrong. So you gotta keep them where they at, because they gonna get spanked if they come to my house. That's what she tell them. Well, that sign, she said at my house we gonna serve the Lord. She's up there. That's the kind of life she lived, you know. Like I told her a while ago, you raise up in church, but you go out and you stray off, but you come back.
So that mean you got to teach them.
Yeah, you got to teach them.
You got to teach them God's word then.
God's word, then come back.
Yeah.
Some of them don't, and some of them will. Like me, I come back. So I know that I was out there, out there, good by y'all for me in the street down there. So I made it go around the wrong. I come back on that corner. I got this ain't the engine. I got to stop this here.
We're out here in Brunswick, Georgia, checking out the conditions of our people. We are trying to see if we pose a question pertaining to self or either a community, what would you say and why would you say it?
I couldn't really say community because most communities don't work together as a community should be, as far as, educating the kids or, getting them positive activities to do. Far as self goes, I'm not really sure because most people, they do things themselves, as far as getting their kids what they need, positive influences or whatnot. Taking them to Boys and Girls Club and stuff like that. So,
So when you said community, the community here doesn't do too much together, or how does that work?
Not that I know of from where, because I live right here on the north side of town. Now, the south side of town, it really depends on like if they know each other as a group or a family. They have like family organizations that do stuff like that. But far as like anything for the community wise, I do not really know if they can get together like that. If they do stuff like that as a community wise, as far as football goes or something like that.
Right. So your natural sports.
Natural sports is about the only time the community actually really comes together and do something together.
Which is amazing because that happens everywhere we go. You always see the Black community get together whenever it involves sports or a barbecue or something like that, but not necessarily a shoe drive or not necessarily books to be given out so that we can read and bring our levels up, stuff like that. Because one of your major people from Brunswick, which is Kwame Brown, he always bring out, there is a low percentage of young boys reading at a fourth grade level. And it's not,
I can believe that.
Which is very, I mean, that's the thing. I don't know if it's a nation thing or if it's just like maybe a Brunswick thing, but I do understand in this country, we do have a lot of people who are not.
It could be a nation thing because most of these younger generation of the males, they really want to rip and run the streets, and it's bad influences, the music, the gangs and stuff like that. So they really don't have a lot of positive, good influence to really help them, strive to do better. That's why a lot of them drop out of school.
Just one more follow-up question. You being a parent, just one question. How would you change, or what do you think the, community can change to be able to help, whether your sons or your daughters? How can they be raised a little better?
Focus more on the children's mindset of what they're asking in the classroom. Study finger pointing and stuff like that of, who's the bad child, who's not paying attention, who's making more of the class disruption. focus more on what the child is saying to you while you're in the classroom with the teacher. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the time, it's always they're not listening. The teachers is not listening. They focus more so on what they're doing. That's bad in the classroom instead of trying to help them concentrate and focus on what they need to learn or how to teach them that they, lacking in something they can't understand. You know what I'm saying?
So if that's the case, would you say that that's maybe our people? Or is it that all the kids may have that same type of...
It's mostly our people that they
wow.
Because, I have mixed breed children. And so they're Black, Mexican, and Indian. And they still get finger pointed because of, their nationality.
Wow. Even here, well, you heard it from America herself. Even here in Brunswick, Georgia, things of discrimination is still going on, even in the classroom. So at some point, we got to be able to figure out a way to how to start supporting our community, how to bring our children, because they are the future, how to bring our children together, give them the proper information, the tools that they need to be able to succeed.
That part.
Thank you for your time.
You're very welcome.
It's good to meet you, America.
Nice to meet you too. Y'all have a great day.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Shalom,
very welcome.
family.